you install them, especially on the SPC products, on the stone particle composite products, because these products are brittle because they're made out of stone. Okay, so just from moving around, from shipping from manufacturer to our warehouse, then shipping from here, getting over to you, you know, they can get moved around, they can get banged. So I always want to make sure that before an actual plank is installed on the floor, as they're pulling that out of the box, just check it, especially on the four corners, just check it real quick, make sure it's okay, and then you can lay it down. It's a lot easier to do that than it is to kind of take it out. Not that taking it out is taking a plank out that's damaged and stuff, it's just extra work.
Correct.
So that's just a little
common sense.
Yeah. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15, 20, 1 minute that you save on a job times money.
Correct.
So I always tend to do that. I check the product. We even put it on our boxes. Hey, check the product. If it's defected, if it's damaged, you own it. So we always ask you to make sure, check the planks before you put them down. That's pretty important. So installation method, we're going to use the same method as what we use for the other products. So we're going to start out. The locking mechanism on this one is different. Now, this is not a Uniclick. This is the 2G.
2G.
Okay, 2G is actually a like a drop-in lock, and I'll show you in a minute what that actually means. So if you look at this locking system, it's a press bevel edge instead of a micro bevel edge like the other product.
Right.
Okay, so the installation, again, you want to start
Rigid
out.
cord. It's just rigid cord.
You want to start out with the full plank. Then again, you do your stagger about the width of the plank. So let's just say the stagger is about here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put down a couple of planks right away, just so I can kind of get them started. That's another thing that I do. I'm giving you all these little tricks for installation purposes. What I normally do is I have my helper, and then the helper starts to lay the floor, just dry set it all the way down so I don't have to get up. Getting up and down, getting up and down. Again, these are little things that I'm just throwing out there that's helped
it's
me
important.
throughout the years, and it's important. Yeah, unless you want to get amazing glutes, because that up and down movement, boy,
will kill you, man.
Yeah. So again, you start out with that stagger effect. All right. On this product, I'm going to talk about the failures in installation first. Where have installers, even installers that have installed flooring in general for over 20 years plus, where have they had a problem? This product is not an SPC or a laminate. And what's going on is because they are newer to the industry, what installers are doing, they're installing them like WPCs and like laminate. It's a different product. Because it's more brittle, you gotta make sure that you learn that installation method that I'm about to show you. The 3 failures that we have found on the installation, and I want to talk about the failures so that way you don't have any failures. Number 1, when you go to click the product in, you start from here. One of the problems that the guys are doing is they engage it on this side, but you see it. I mean, you can go about a paper thin gap between this plank and this plank. That's gonna actually affect the installation of the product, and I'm gonna show you in a minute why. So you want to make sure that when you pull your planks together, you can actually hear it click. You want it so it's completely engaged. Again, completely engaged on the long side, right here. No gaps whatsoever, all right? I'm gonna go ahead and click another one. All right, now we're gonna move on to our first row, second board. Line it up. You cannot be off on the starting row. Remember, this is the beginning. This is kind of like your base.
The base.
Yeah, this is the base of your installation. If this ain't right, the rest of the installation is not going to be right. So right now, this product's not fully engaged. You can actually hear it and feel it.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. So here's a couple of things that we want you to do. Out of the same box, cut yourself about a 4-inch, 5-inch little sliver. You really want to have 2 of these. I only have 1, but normally you want to have 2, and I'm going to show you the reason why. Number 1, what I like to do is I like to use what I call a guide board, and I put it right here between the 2 locking systems. Right now, this is not engaged, okay? Then what I like to do All right, I'm gonna take it off, but I'm just going back. This is like what we consider a guide board. So for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use another plank as my guide. Okay, just gonna put it in here. That's my guide board. All right, turn the plank upside down with the black side up. You can use a regular hammer, or you can use a weighted mallet.
Correct.
Okay. The reason why I like to use something on top of the locking system, can you do this? Yes, you can. But now you're only distributing the weight around, this is about 2 inches.
Correct.
If you're using a hammer, it's about a 1 inch.
Correct.
By using this, you're
Got
now
the whole area.
now you're distributing the weight
Exactly.
on the whole thing. And not only that, when you put this down, what it's actually doing is holding this plank from right here from coming up. And that's where some of the failures have been, where it shows like it's broken. So now, and it's as simple as it, zipper effect. You start from here and then work down. That's engaged.
Beautiful.
Fully engaged. Okay?
Fantastic.
Now,
Fantastic.
someone said, can I hit it? Yeah, hit it.
Yeah, but
Afterwards, you can hit it.
I agree.
You know, let's move on to our next plank. All right.
Beautiful.
Here.
Colors are magnificent.
All right. So, here, come a little closer. Let me just show you something. Remember, the back end is where the problems have been. So now installers normally do this. They slide it all the way here,
Correct.
and you see the back? It's
Yep,
open.
it's wide open.
So what's going to happen now? The plank's kind of cocked over.
Yep.
So this right here sits on top.
Correct.
Okay. The installers do this, and you can actually go from this side and you can see the crease.
Instead of fixing it.
Yeah. Do you see the way this is?
Yep.
Flat. You see that little crease right there?
Yep.
That's where the issues are because
Instead
of this.
Correct.
All right. Now let's take this plank out. That one's damaged.
So you should work on this on the opposite side also.
On the opposite side?
Yeah, right there. In other words, be clear that everything is engaged.
Make sure that
Exactly.
the long side of the plank has to be fully engaged.
Exactly.
So now here it is, fully engaged. I'm sliding it over. There it is. Okay, everything's fully engaged. Done. I'm gonna use my little guide board to kind of hold these down. It doesn't have to be a full plank. Remember, you can cut it down to about 5 inches.
Correct.
I just want it so it sits between this plank and this plank. Take my tapping board, I guess,
Yep.
and then zipper effect from top to bottom. Look at this, no crease.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Okay. That's how.
No, beautiful.
And you notice I'm not beating the floor now.
No, exactly. No, just
don't
tap
have
it,
to
tap
beat
it.
it.
Yeah. Yep.
This is an 8-pound weighted mallet.
Yep.
This is all you need.
Exactly.
That's it. You honestly don't even need this. The only time that you need a tapping block might be if you're going underneath the around a door casing. That's another thing too that's very important. Make sure that you undercut your door casing. Now what I mean is this. Normally what I do is I take a plank and let's say this is my door frame coming down. Lay it down, mark it, and you want to cut that so you can get all underneath the door frame.
Correct.
If you do not cut the door frame, you're going to have a tough time, and that's actually an installation failure.
Correct.
That's an installation failure. It will not be covered by warranty. Okay, so keep that in mind.
That is very important right
Yeah,
there.
undercut your door jambs. That's very important. Okay. Another thing too that we were talking about, since this product doesn't expand and contract as much, people are asking, hey, do we still need to leave an expansion? Yes. Why?
Correct.
Why? Because you just never know. Okay. I'd rather you leave one because
Yep.
it's really not going to affect the installation
Exactly.
in any way.
The quarter round is going to be covered
the
anyways.
around or your baseboard is going to be.
You're in a
it's
humid climate everywhere that
Yeah, I agree.
I would say about a quarter inch.
Yeah, and they do this with every product, so it's, you know what I mean? It's like part of it's automatically.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know too.
Yeah. So that's basically the installation procedure on the SPC. The three things to remember. Number one, make sure that the long plank is fully engaged. That's number one. Use a guide plank on the outside, excuse me, a guide plank, all right?
Correct.
And then like a little tapping plank so you can put on the top.
Beautiful.
That's pretty much it.
Your
Now,
bro-
as far as cutting, I just learned this, and it's amazing how we learn. And time is money. I always talk about that. This product's pretty cool. You can take this, take a utility knife, put it over your knee, and it breaks right there. You don't
Perfect.
need saws,
Saw,
you don't need a guillotine, you don't need anything. So guess
That
what
is
does that
great.
do? What does that do? Saves you time.
Absolutely.
Because if my guillotine's here, by the time I put it in place, find where I marked it and go down, I'm losing 10, 15 seconds every time I do that.
Do you have a knife with you?
Do I have them with me? I might have one, yeah.
I would love if it's
Yeah.
possible. That would be incredible. Thank you, Randy, very much.